What's up, everybody? It's Nate with Sonic Electronix. I'm with Marcus. Marcus and I know each other for a while now. Yeah. Actually, Marcus and I also both been in car audio for 25 years. It's been a long time, you know. And at the end of the day, we both love car audio. Kenwood's doing some amazing things. Marcus is here to share with you the direct replacement and this maturation of head units in the aftermarket. Marcus, can you tell us a little bit about the DAX 800XR here?
Yeah, so the DAX 800XR is basically our flush mount installation solution that's designed to fit and, with the use of a Maestro module, be completely compatible with stock dashboards. So we're able to actually retain the factory features and controls, the buttons to function our radio, but we keep the dash and just replace the factory screen that lacks the newer features like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly, and things that we all want and need out of an aftermarket head unit, like better EQs, better time alignment, basically enhancements overall. You know,
all the stuff that Kenwood brings to the game.
That makes it Kenwood, right?
Exactly.
That makes it better.
So before we jump into the details about, I think, the Kenwood and the beauty of Kenwood, because I love Kenwood. I've always loved Kenwood, along with a few other really great head unit brands. Kenwood is a go-to name for quality, craftsmanship, innovation. But before we go into that, you know, this solution for me, off camera, I had some questions and we kind of dug into it. So you're looking at this and it really does look factory, and people often will ask us, hey, is that the factory screen? And Marcus was explaining to me that there's an assortment of brands that we can just come over here and look at all these brands of vehicles. That, Marcus, how did you explain it? You said all these brands use approximately what, the same size screen? Yeah,
so what we figured out with the partnership with iDataLink Maestro, they kind of did a lot of R&D, and what they noticed was all of these manufacturers in particular, take for example an 8-inch screen, was very similar in size and shape, and you know, looking at that, they asked us, they approached many companies, but we were the only ones that actually worked with them and say yes. If you could change the way the radio is designed, where we have a separate screen and a separate chassis, we can build brackets that basically fit that screen into an aftermarket dash without the use of a traditional plastic dash kit.
So let's talk about that, right? So for 25 years, we've sold stereos, and we love Metro and we love Scotia and American International, and they make these dash kits, and everybody's used them for years, ABS plastic kits, and they kind of mold a double din to fit a certain dash. The difference is these guys are coming in and selling, and I don't want to break anything, but
turn it around for you.
You basically are getting a screen piece, right? A modular piece and a control unit.
That would be the chassis.
There you go, sorry.
Yeah.
And the control unit here, and the Maestro piece on top of that. And so basically, Marcus, can you walk us through what the average install time looks like for something like this?
So it's going to vary from the different types of vehicles, but in reality, it's probably going to be, I would say, 20 to 30% less work, because at the end of the day, what we're really doing is saving a complete step in the process. So normally you would take the car apart, remove the factory dash, then you would go about fitting the aftermarket radio in, using an aftermarket dash kit. We've completely removed that step. So on the easier vehicles like these Fords, definitely going to be something that's going to be 20 to 30% quicker in the bay. However, we've also introduced new vehicles that didn't have great solutions or required a lot of compromise, but like the GMs with the motorized dash, we can actually retain the motorization. We can keep the pocket, but those are vehicles that could take upwards of 6 or 7 hours because of the complexity of the car. It's not really anything hard about it, it's just a lot to take apart.
So for the average person out there that's watching, you know, they're going to be doing DIY or DIFM, where they're going to have a friend help or dad help. When that person gets one of these packages, is there a step-by-step for a specific vehicle located somewhere on the online that we can help guide them to?
Yes, so there isn't actually, there's a whole YouTube channel from iDataLink Maestro displaying the actual process of installing these.
For each of the vehicles.
Every nut and bolt that you remove, every panel that you pop off, and that's going to really give that customer confidence to get in there and get behind the dashboard and put all this together. You know, it isn't technically plug and play. What it is we have a partnership where we use a adapter harness Maestro provides that comes in the Apex kit. It comes with the brackets to mount the screen and the chassis, And then we have a module that communicates with the computer systems from the vehicle and translates it to the radio so we can do the things like control the volume from the factory panel and the climate controls. So really it's a network of parts that work together to give that factory fit and finish and operation.
And I really wanted to just add a piece for the viewers out there, because for me, I'm on a DIY level 2, level 3, right? Out of 1 through 10. I'm not that great at DIY, but if I have really good videos, if I have really good step-by-step and I have the right tools, I usually can get the job done. And I think most of our viewers are like that.
Absolutely.
The thing that I really want to hit on the head for Sonic when you're buying from Sonic is we're pre-bundling these solutions right now, present day for you, so it's super easy. You put your vehicle, year, make, and model in, and if we have a solution for you, whether it's this 8-inch one or one that we're going to talk about in a minute that's a bigger screen, you'll be able to find the right kit for you, and we're going to include everything you need to get the job done. Now, to Marcus's point, it's not plug and play. A lot of people will get confused, and we've been through some other booths here, and you've probably heard that in the videos. Oh, it's plug and play. It is a little bit more complex than just plug and play. Like, it's not simply a, right-in T-harness, right?
Yeah.
How many, we're talking, what, 4 pieces that are total?
So yeah, you're going to have one of the 2 options. You'll have the 10-inch or the 8-inch screens themselves, the receiver kit. You're going to have a Maestro RR or RR2. Some vehicles require the technology from the RR2 because they're a little more advanced. Good example is the truck behind us here. And then we're going to need a Kenwood harness, which is going to make it essentially connect to that Maestro module and to our radio. So there actually isn't any soldering or wiring you have to do. It's just, again, the process essentially is engineered for that particular model of vehicle, like a Ford, a GM, or a Infiniti Nissan vehicle. So we have to have different harnesses that go between our radio and the Maestro module. And that's it. We have the Kenwood harness, we have the Maestro RR, RR2, we have the receivers to choose from, and then there are some optional parts. We can retain things like the factory GPS antenna, via the Maestro iDataLink parts. We can retain the factory microphones, thanks to like the new iDataLink parts, the Mic 1. So there are some other features that can be added on.
What about the factory backup camera, or if there's other cameras?
So those are retained and basically programmed from the iDataLink module, and they're
automatically retained.
Right.
So the cameras are included in that.
Again, there are some things that need to be checked. So anytime we're looking at installing one of these iDataLink direct replacement solutions, the first step is to go to the iDataLink website and verify all of the features you have equipped in your vehicle will be retained by the module.
So that's going to be on our site. I know he said the iDataLink site, so we also have information on our site to help you with that, because what we're doing is we're pre-bundling for the year, make, model, body trim, audio. So as long as you can find and load all your information on either their site or our site, to be fair, you could find the right solution that will offer for your car. When we look at this solution, I guess, is there anything else you want to dive deep into? The screen, maybe screen quality or anything like that? I know that your guys' screen qualities are always great, and audio, acoustics. Do you guys have 4 volt, 5 volt, and I guess screens again?
So one of the exceptional things, we have basically, we have a standard Kenwood line, and then we have the Exelon line. And then we have the 10-inch is an exclusive to the Kenwood Exelon. So it's our premium. This is going to have parametric EQs, so we have basically DSP style controls built in. These also feature optical output in the Exelon reference line, so if you're a audiophile looking to run a DSP or something and you want optical to your amplifiers through your DSP, these are going to accommodate that. And of course, we can work with the best sounding formats. So one of the big things that we offer in our receivers is high res output, especially in the Exelon reference.
Yes.
That gives us the capability to really play some of the best sounding FLAC files and high res lossless stuff and communicate that all the way through the network. So we can go from the receiver to your DSP, then to your speakers, and give you the best fidelity you can possibly get out of a car audio system.
And I think it's a good chance to stop and pause for a second, because a lot of viewers out there, you'll see similar products from their sister company, JVC. Mm-hmm. So there's a JVC Kenwood, I don't want to say merger that happened at one point, but it's a sort of a co-op, right?
Yeah, very similar, like a Ford and Lincoln.
That's right. And I really wanted to, and I almost want to say like Toyota and Lexus, right?
Sure, same thing.
So, when you look at Toyota, Lexus, and the Ford Lincoln, for me as a previous Lexus owner and Toyota owner, I really did notice certain trim levels and differences, right? You drive one of the sedans versus the other, and you kind of start seeing the differences. When you think about Kenwood Exelon, and this is from me as unbiased because I sell both of these things for you guys, and our company sells this stuff, I really got to say, I love JVC for what they do. They bring a value equation, they bring a beautiful screen, and we talked about it on our other videos. But when you talk about the audiophile and the acoustic passion that the Kenwood team brings to the table with the Exelon line, I mean, all the things that he just outlined, I want to just reemphasize and say, there's some serious stuff here. If you are that particular with a speaker selection and that particular what you're going to be expanding to, I think it's a really good decision to buy a Kenwood right out of rib. Right?
Oh yeah, so it's actually becoming a quite popular head unit with the sound quality crowd.
Yep.
They can basically get maximum output from our 5-volt outputs. They get very clean volume levels all the way to max, so there is no measurable distortion coming out of our pre-out. So
and when you think about some of the other features, we talked about some of the other things that we retain, right, as users when we go with the RR2 module or RR1 module. When you look at the other controls, I guess we were talking off camera, and I guess it's CAN bus controlled, right?
CAN bus communication.
So can you explain to the average viewer what that means from more of a layman's term, like what you're getting out of your vehicle that now displays on your screen?
So very simply put, all the newer modern vehicles that these are engineered for, you know, above 2005, it started the change in cars. What's happening is you have modules that are segmented in the car. There's a module for the engine, there's a module for the interior, there's a module for the exterior. We have to communicate with those modules to retain those features, so that's the magic of Maestro. They're the ones doing that communication, and then we're allowed to basically interface with those through our radio. So we can actually do things kind of unheard of for car audio and for a long time, but this has technically been around since 2012, but it's still a thing with these radios as well. We can go into menus and actually clear a check engine light and read the code.
Isn't that awesome? I mean, for us, you weren't able to do that, 10, 15 years ago. I guess in 2012, technically you were.
2012 was when we introduced it,
But now it's so much easier. And listen, it's just, to me, it's such an upgrade. This radio right here, is this a Ford 4.2?
So this is actually the 4.3-inch Ford screen.
Behind here, and they replaced it now with what, a 10.4?
Yeah, so we were able to basically float the 10-inch screen outside the dashboard and still keep the factory dash. A lot of these buttons are covered up, but they're redundant because they're on the front of our screen as well. So you don't really lose any features. You just gain a bigger screen. And again, you don't have to waste your hard-earned money on a big, expensive piece of plastic. You've already got a perfectly functional dash.
Oh, what a segue to that. One of the things that we've seen together here in this industry is there was a period in which doubled in and singled in was an easy solution. You buy a $10, $30 kit or whatever, and you're happy, you're okay, and you can complete your install. And then we went through this weird phase of like $200, $300 harnesses, $200, $300 kits, and you're spending more money at that point, the last 5 to 10 years, on the kits and the harnesses than you are on the actual radio. And so now you fast forward to what these guys are doing with this solution, and to his point, not only does the install get cut down 20 to 30%, like we said earlier, but you actually don't have to replace this. I mean, that's just I can't, it blew my mind when I first saw this from you presenting. It's amazing.
My favorite part about it is you're not compromising on your budget. You're not spending $500 on a radio and $500 on a piece of plastic. You're spending all your money on the best part. You're getting the best performance and not having to spend it on useless parts, really.
And it's so funny because some people at one point or another were going from a factory screen that was bigger and shrinking down to a doubled-in profile.
Right, you compromise.
Now, you had to compromise on that. It's crazy.
Because we had a standard,
and we still
7-inch. We still do. There's a lot of vehicles that work with this. But
this is just
the modern vehicles. This is a square peg, that's a round hole. They just don't work together very well, or at least you're not getting your money's worth. Where this is, you're definitely get your money's worth. You're getting the best of everything. I call it the chef's kiss. You get the OEM fit and finish. You get to save some money on the parts as far as installation, and then you get that factory function as well. So there's really nothing missing and nothing more you could ask for.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank
Have a great rest of the show.